3:05 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Most of you have started the weekend. We are here in office watching some nail-biting test match action between India and West Indies. So
I'll say it was grinding cricket.
was it nail-biting?
Typical West match. I mean, a dark, gritty test match day that you had.
You just said West match.
I said West match. Anurag's
Test Indies.
Test Indies is really Test Indies on a West day.
Everyone who's joining us from India, firstly,
Kudos to you.
You are as crazy as us.
For future
If
tours,
you're joining us.
For future tours, Nikhil, why don't you propose all of us? Let us be in the Caribbean to cover only for West Indies and New Zealand, because the time zones are so extreme. Just for West Indies, all of us have a studio in
We'll
West
work
Indies. We'll work from the Caribbean.
WFWI.
Yeah, WFWI, WFNZ. Why not?
NZ.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Yep.
ignore what he has to say. What are you guys up to? So well done to everyone who is up like us, watching ball by ball, session by session of day 2 of this test match, the second test match between India and West Indies. And do drop in a hi in the comment section so we know that you're up, awake and as crazy as us, and let us know what is it that you are enjoying or enjoyed about this test match. I know a lot of you join us from the UK, from the US, and I guess there it's convenient time, prime time, whatever, but for those of you joining us from India time, well done to you guys.
Absolutely. I mean, we all thought that the West Indies are pushovers. Well, they aren't. They have shown that they really, really want to ensure they put up a great fight after the surrender that they had in Dominica. Total surrender it was.
But today, it wasn't great cricket to watch, I agree, and I'm just looking at the final session. But having said that, I think the two batters in Braithwaite as well as Chandrapal, I think they are known to be the ones that will grind it out. I don't think they're known for their stroke play. So if any one of you were expecting 3 runs, 4 runs and over, and that wasn't to be, I think both batted over 100 deliveries if I'm not mistaken. And
Tej Narayan, I think, batted close to 80, 90. Brathwaite's batted over 120.
no, 95, yeah.
95,
so they're almost 100 deliveries, both of them.
Yeah.
One's got 128, the other one at 95. That's almost 100 deliveries. Strike rate of 28, 34, not the most exciting, but I guess from where we were in the first test match, where most people were predicting, in fact, why most people, just us, at tea time, we had a sort of a prediction to make, all of us, as to what would be the number of wickets that would fall.
We had said 4, you had said 5, only 1 wicket fell.
Actually, we said 4 or 5 wickets. I think the pitch is eased out considerably.
Oh, no, I mean, eased out as in, how is it eased out, as in how tough was it in, I could understand if there was indeed that juice in the beginning that Indian batters found tough, and then later you say eased out. But honestly, what was there in the beginning? Not eased out. I think they're batting well.
Oh,
and
they're batting well.
Applying themselves. The ball's gripping, it's turning. If you saw the last few overs that Jadeja bowled, it really turned. But they've applied themselves. So credit where credit is due. I think they're much better prepared.
And also, I think they were a bit too full. Ashwin and Jadeja.
Oh, yeah, maybe. But maybe also the other thing, again, as I'm saying, they collapsed earlier in Dominica Test match because that was a really dry wicket.
Yeah, it was.
A really dry wicket. It was next to impossible to bat on that pitch. But here, it's not turning as much as it was in Dominica. That was really dry, slow, which isn't the case. So slightly better in terms of batting, which you had expected. That's what, and I also thought that the Indian fast bowlers, I mean, let's talk about all of them one by one. I think Siraj was again the one that looked the most threatening. He's continued to do that so far. He's looked the most threatening. But other than that, Jaydev Unadkat, and I'm not going to look at just the wickets because, as I said, even Siraj himself hasn't taken too many wickets. but at least he looks threatening.
Yeah.
Jere Unadkat, at any point, did any one of you think?
No, this is the same person who tweeted, "Give me one more chance, red ball," and he was looking very, very middling at best.
He tried to control, he tried to ensure that the runs would dry up at one end, but that didn't happen. And towards the far end, you saw that the likes of Tej Narayan and Craig Bradford were really playing him well. So yeah, I don't know what's it with Jaydev Unadkat. I mean, domestically he does so well, but on the bigger test circuit, 62 plus average.
Just go down on the scorecard, please. And
62 plus average, I think. Yeah, I mean, see, 2 per over, 6 overs, none for 12, but hardly any penetration. Hardly. That's a huge problem that you got. And the other major problem was that towards the fag end, Tej Narayan was playing Siraj also pretty well. I mean, the couple of pull shots, he tackled the short ball well. But if you saw, either if it's a pitch difference or anything, the short ball wasn't rising that much for the West Indies batters as it was for the Indians. Either there is a pace differential, or after 2 days the pitch has really eased out to be a short front.
yeah.
Because 4 wickets on day 2, on day 1, only 7 wickets have fallen. So it's not as if double or triple the wickets tally has happened. And if you look at it, you can say 4 wickets because the Indian tail also didn't just hang around that much.
It didn't wag at all.
Yes. So
No, yeah, but and also I thought he gave a little bit too many overs to the fast bowlers. I mean,
I was confused with that. I'm saying, you know for a fact this pitch has spin, it's got grip, and you've brought on your pacers, then you bring on Mukesh and Ashwin, and finally you reach a point where you're bowling both spinners in tandem.
In fact, I think it was the first time that Jadeja bowled to Chandrapal and he got him out.
yeah.
So, I mean, just to let you know, had they been exposed a bit more to the 2 spinners bowling in tandem, maybe you would have had a wicket earlier. So, I was a bit surprised they didn't. I wanted to see a bit of Mukesh Kumar, and it's the first time we saw it. So, big, day for Mukesh, just to give you, his backstory from Bihar, went to, Bengal, as happened with a lot of other bowlers. Mohammad Shami is another example who went from UP, but he effectively went there to play tennis ball cricket. That's what he would play. So he was a tennis ball bowler for hire, just as Mohammad Shami was. So, you have a lot of these tennis ball tournaments, and you get paid if you're a good bowler. And so he was just playing that till about 19, 20 years of age, hadn't played with the season ball, with a leather ball, just a tennis ball cricketer. But then goes there, also, tries to join the forces, I believe.
CRPF,
he had given the exam, passed the written, but failed the physical. Can you imagine now that he's bowling, fast bowling? Faced that, then I think begged his family, give me some chance in cricket. Had started playing club cricket there. Apparently went to a couple of very big clubs in Kolkata, known cricket clubs, but they, rejected him. They didn't think he was that good. Then joined a lesser known club, started playing cricket a bit there seriously with the leather ball. And then went for a trial which was organized by, while Saurav Ganguly was the CAB president, they used to do these fast bowling hunt. Again, Shami is another example that came via that. So they saw him. Apparently he did well. There was Vakar Yunus, there was VVS Lakshman, and I forget the third coach who was there at the time, who were tasked with this responsibility of judging that talent as to, who are. So there were about 300 odd bowlers that came to the nets to bowl, and they had to pick about 5, I think. And so Vakar, VVS, and another coach.
Vakar must have been a decade back.
Yeah. Because his journey also, because he's been playing domestic cricket for some time. He's no spring chicken. So I'm just going back to when he must have been 19, 20, 21, trying to break through. And so then through that process, I think Saurav wasn't president, he was secretary at the time, if I'm not mistaken. Because he joined as a secretary earlier, and then even if he wasn't the secretary, if you remember, he captained Bengal even after retirement, if I'm not mistaken.
International retirement,
he did captain, and at that time also he was trying to look to groom. He wanted fast bowlers to join, and I think Shami was was someone that he started grooming
Yeah,
at that time.
That's why even he changed the nature of the wicket, no? Once he became...
Correct, at Eden Garden.
It used to be a
2013
spinner's
onwards,
paradise, then became...
Yeah. So that's where I think this is that entire time when they are grooming and looking for fast bowlers, big tall lads who can bowl, and he was bowling in tennis ball. Apparently he gets picked in the top 5, and then he's, when the names call out, he's taken an unscheduled loo break and he's not there, and they think that he's gone, he's left, because 300 people you don't know. Then he comes back saying, no, I was there, and then, he has to be. Ranadev Bose, who at that time had seen him a bit in the club circuit, then vouched for him and then told Vakar, no, he's the guy, has his name there. And I think through Ranadev Bose, they put him. And I think Ranadev played a major role in a few other players as well at that time. He was, coaching the upcoming talent. I remember interviewing him. Was it with regards to Shami, or may have been with somebody else, about him coaching that young fast bowler, and did give me some insight. And so that similar trajectory, and then comes in straight away drafted into the Ranji team, at least initially as a net bowler, much like Mohammad Shami, quite similar. And then from there on becomes a regular Ranji Trophy player, does well season after season with the red ball for Bengal, to eventually then get a call up for the Indian team. What an incredible journey.
That 2022 season, that was the making of Mukesh Kumar. All the decade of toil that he had put in got Bengal single-handedly, you may say, through to the semi-final, where they lost to an inspired Madhya Pradesh outfit. So
whatever impressions I had of him, I think, so first thing you notice, he's not quick, but what you do notice about him is that he can get the ball moving. He can bring the ball in and he can take it out. I think that's the secret of his success. But I think the biggest sort of a advantage he has, or I think which will be this X factor, initially when he started to bowl, he was pitching a bit full and then got his length right. When he got his length right, and I now kind of understand, we had one of our viewers also point out that can he be a McGrath or whatever, and we said at the time that McGrath, I mean, don't be silly, don't compare him. But what I know what he's trying to hint at, that he's that kind of a bowler. He'll never be genuinely quick, but he's the guy who'll pitch it at that right length outside the off stump, that fourth stump thing, and the perfect length, not really full, not very short, perfect length. And from there on, either bring the ball in or take it out, and actually confuse the batsman with that. With the movement from that good, and that was McGrath's strength, and he's in that mold. I'm not saying he's half as skilled as McGrath is, obviously not, but I'm saying that's going to be his strength. That's the kind of bowler that he is. That may have been his strength through which he's picked up a lot of wickets in domestic cricket, and this will be his strength going forward. So that's, I mean, the first impression. And as I said, I know the overall impression of this test match, we know that it's not heading anywhere. It's now it's, you don't know where it goes, because they've started well. But as I said, that for a lot of you it might just feel like it's going to drag, but if you look at different small little battles within the larger game, then there is a lot to be interested in.
Absolutely.
At least that is what kept me going, watching that final session.
I mean, that metronome, we've always wanted that metronome at 135, just getting a bit of movement in or away, not banana swing, but you want accuracy, because what will happen now is, how did Jadeja get Tej Narayan? Pressure was built up at the other end. Runs were getting dried up. In the quest to break the shackles, he tried a very
silly shot.
Very silly shot.
The whole day he played controlled, and then at the end of the day he goes for a hike.
What was it?
Pressure. What pressure? He didn't feel pressure for almost 100 deliveries. Suddenly he feels it.
94 deliveries, no pressure.
Maybe he thought, okay, I'm now in. Why can't I get the big shots? He tried.
But he's playing, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jadeja for the first over.
Yeah.
And why would you do that?
New bowler, I thought, okay, let me just try. And Tej Narayan.
Bizarre.
His father would never have done such a thing, though.
Exactly.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
I never recall Shinara ever going for that sort of a lofted hike. No.
Never.
Along the ground.
He'll learn. He's a young kid. Yeah. He'll learn.
He's not that young though. He's 27, 28 if I'm not wrong.
Is he?
No, I think
Tej
Narayan is, I think, less than that. 24, 25.
No, I recall seeing him a little older. Just check. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. He's not that young either. He's had some time.
But really? I don't know.
Pronunciation thing. No. We figured that out. 27.
27.
He's not that young.
Oh.
Well, I also thought he was 23.
He definitely looks. But then even his father, someone who 37, 38 still looked like he was the same age.
Yeah, 24, 25. I mean, Shiv is a total legend.
Okay, we got some comments. Let's take some of those. Soumya Das Gupta says, we have to give confidence to our pacers. Mukesh is making his debut. Give him a long spell. I agree.
Yeah.
You could have gone with Mukesh and more than Jaydev, I thought he probably stood a chance of getting a wicket. I understand with Siraj, you don't want to give him longer spells because you're going to look after his fitness as well. That's the one that you're going to really need. So, I agree, but I wouldn't have minded seeing a little bit more of Mukesh. I agree with you, Soumya. I wanted to see, he, as I said, he started off bowling a little bit full. He was a bit full to begin with, but from there on, then just got his length right. So,
yeah, I think tomorrow, we'll get an extended spell from Mukesh.
Unless the spinners keep bowling.
Yeah, I mean, the ideal thing is start with Mukesh, see how he drives the runs up, get either Ashwin or Jadeja, because now you got a left-hander. You can fancy your chances by getting Ashwin in. But since it's left hand, right hand, maybe you would want Jadeja and Ashwin at both ends. With both of them now getting into the groove and getting into that rhythm, they're just wheeling away now. So maybe they will start off in that sense and possibly ensure the over rate is better. Today the over rate was appalling. But again, it's a common trend that's happening. Whichever team has the pacers, they are all struggling.
Yeah, well, poor guys, they have to run.
Yeah. See, England
they can't finish an over in 1 minute like Jadeja, na?
England and Australia have not bowled their full quota at all in this Ashes.
And then you have Usman Khawaja going and appealing saying, no, reduce the fine.
Yeah.
Come on.
You can check that video out on Sports Today. The threshold because of that is increased now from 60 to 80.
He used, that was like typical jugaad, like use
Wasim
my contact source use karunga, headphone laga ke, please reduce the fine.
But he had the legitimacy.
No, there's no
he's
legitimacy.
part of the Australian Players Association body.
The legitimacy in that sense is correct, but the point he makes is horrible. Cricket is already a long sport.
Yeah.
So if you are giving that thing of we're going out there to entertain the fans, so, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This isn't helping. Even this isn't helping.
The financial deterrents aren't that much of this thing either.
From 50%, 20% it's down to 5%. Well done.
Okay, a few more comments. Soumya Das Gupta says the coach you are missing is Randev Bose. I said that, no, but by the way, that's not the coach I was missing. The third coach that was there was somebody else. Yeah. Randev Bose was also there, and I did mention it in my story. Who spoke to, but I'll try and get the third coach. There were 3 very established folks there at the time, as I mentioned. With there was VVS, there was Vakar, and one more. But Randev Bose was also there at the trials. I mentioned in that story. Sai Dattu is saying Mukesh story tweet.
Is there in that tweet? I'm guessing.
Okay, it's on Twitter. We'll check it out. Thank you for telling us. But right now, we try and keep our phones away when we're live. So maybe after that, I will check it out. We got more below that, please, Anurag.
No.
By the way, the other thing, a good fight back by West Indies, all right. But the other thing that you really, at least just stood out for me was I wanted to see Mackenzie, 14 not out of 25 deliveries. And Mackenzie was the guy highly spoken about in West Indian circles, young kid that everyone said watch out for. And sure enough, but start wasn't that comfortable because there's a delivery by Ashwin, he completely misreads. He would have been out. He clearly didn't get the spin. It came in. He thought it would have gone well wide. Yeah, he just didn't get the drift. Thankfully for the extra bounce, he got saved. Otherwise, it would have been bowled and would have looked very silly. But the very next ball hits Ashwin for a straight 6, which looked glorious. Effortless. And then after that cover drive that he hits.
Jadeja, yeah.
Of Jadeja, that's true.
Alec Athanas
against the spin to hit that cover drive. Oof. He's the real deal.
Kirk Mackenzie, I think, watch out. If these two bat tomorrow, I think you may see a glimpse of the West Indies future.
I hope so. I hope so. For the sake of West Indies cricket, you want to see some talent. You want to see youngsters that you think can do very well at the top level. And we are seeing glimpses in Athanas and
the last
Mackenzie.
time Jamaican left-hander really set about, actually it got us all excited, was a certain Christopher Henry Gay.
Yeah, he was
a different beast though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was more power than.
Sublime power.
Yeah.
Okay, R. Prasad says Wasim Akram was the other coach. I don't think so. Murali! Sunil Kumar, you are right. Muthaiya Muralidharan.
Yes,
You are right, Sunil. I was just missing his name. You're right, Sunil. Thank you for pointing that out. Muthaiya Muralidharan was the third coach. That's correct.
Yep, Muthaiya.
There you go.
So that Murli there is a coach for finding fast bowlers?
No, must have been spinners also. 300 bowlers came in all.
Okay.
And you remember, and you can also remember, there were a lot of.
There was a lot of focus on fast bowling that Saurabh wanted, but it was a bowling kind of
a bowling thing, got it.
For a couple of years, even.
By the way, there was also a batter in VVS, but you need all sorts, even if it was fast bowling, to judge.
And to be fair, who better to judge how well someone plays a spin? VVS was that person.
Oh, brilliant player of spin. I'm saying for a couple of seasons in the Ranji Trophy, in the start of the 21st century, Sri Lankan and Pakistani players often would play for Ranji teams. There was a special arrangement. One or two players did play.
Yeah, and I remember VVS being attached to CAB for some time. When Saurabh was president or something, he had him as a batting consultant with the Ranji team or something like that also. Yeah, I remember. VVS was also, he worked for CAB for some time. Okay, Ikpreet Singh says, hi, at last, mighty West Indies slowly but eventually played well. Good to see. He says, I work 365 days this time, so I have a habit, no problem for me, but salute to you guys, great. Oh, Ikpreet, thank you, yaar. And Ikpreet, love your dedication as well. You work 365 days a year, why?
Take some offs.
Exactly, man. Come on, don't do that. We also take offs, even though the test match is on, but you will see us shuffling around and there will be 3 different people all the time because you really need to rejuvenate, freshen up, come up with better ideas so that you don't sleep when you're here in your live sessions. You can come up with some interesting ideas and thoughts which you can share with the viewers. That's what our job is. So we also take offs. You must too. Ankit Kumar says, what's the weather like next 3 days?
Same as how it was in the first 2 days. There were spells of rain predicted.
Simply put,
it's cloudy. No rain threat.
So because he had said rain threat all 5 days. That's why I asked.
Yeah, but
it was 2 days have gone by without any rain.
With no speck of rain and actually nice sunshine out there. So
40% chances, but again that 40% could have been in another part of Port of Spain.
So the same forecast that you had for the first 2 days is for the next 3 days, which means sunny.
Yep.
I have to. I won't mention something. Just pass me my phone. There it is. Because somebody asked me about weather, and I saw this very interesting tweet about weather, which I will just mention to you guys when it comes to the Ashes. So apparently, the Ashes, there is expected to be some weather about the
Saturday,
next 2
Sunday,
days. So I saw, the thing is that it's going to be a bit tough to find. I was busy reading the Kylian Mbappe story, where he's been left out from the PSG. Big story. They're ready to sell him. They wanted him to commit. He's not committing, and now PSG believe that he's got a secret deal with Real Madrid. So they've left him out of the pre-season
tour to Japan, right?
Yeah. So I'm just going to find that tweet. Meanwhile, you can take a few questions.
Saurav Mukherjee is saying, can India afford to make a proper pitch during home season even against Bangladesh, let alone against England? It's surprising after creating minefields for every we claim to be the best in the world. But okay, let me put it in this way. Yes, you did prepare minefields. It did backfire on you. Can India afford to make proper pitch? They can afford to. But then if you want to play on the weakness of the opponent,
then you're going to make minefields.
You have to make minefields. England, for example, they prepared a proper pitch. They lost in Chennai, came back and they prepared one dust bowl in Chennai. The other 2 were sandpits in Ahmedabad. So yes, England 5 tests. Bangladesh you don't need to because you can be much more confident in getting through their batting
minefields. You'll still make minefields.
But remember, Bangladesh also have a coterie of spinners. There's Taijul, there's Shakib, there's Mehdi.
Mehdi has been a revelation.
So better not prepare minefields when Bangladesh come in for those 2 tests. New Zealand you can prepare 3 tests.
Okay, just on that weather, I wanted to mention about Ashes. Before that, Johnny Bairstow was asked about the weather. He said the weather is the weather, and I'm not Michael Fish. What is that
Michael
mean?
Fish is probably some weatherman in England, who knows?
I couldn't understand.
The BBC weatherman. He's been
course,
there
Michael
for 20, 30, 40 years. He's been doing the weather.
Of course.
So then that's the reference. But anyway, coming back to the weather thing, I was going to tell you. So basically, this is how the weather is for the next 2 days in the Ashes. So BBC is saying that it's going to rain all day on Saturday and 70% on Sunday. Okay, all day on Saturday, 70% on Sunday. The Met Office in London is saying that it will rain all day Saturday and most of Sunday. So quite in line with the BBC. Okay, Apple Weather is saying that it will rain all day Saturday but nothing on Sunday. Apple Weather. Okay, AccuWeather, that's saying that it will rain for 4 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday.
I think I'll go with AccuWeather.
No, because you like it?
I like it.
No. Because you like what it's saying,
Yeah.
or do you genuinely believe in AccuWeather?
I think I believe in it.
Say that. Just because you wanted 4 hours and 3 hours, so I like that, so I'll go with AccuWeather. Or do you genuinely believe
I
that?
think they had predicted the Champions Trophy final. You remember all the.
You're not trusting the Met Department?
No, I've never trusted the Met
But
Department.
it's not the India's Met Department.
UK never.
In UK, the problem is their Met department may be accurate, but predicting the weather there is like.
But nowadays,
They get it wrong.
technology, they get it right also. BBC was also saying so. Basically, one common thing that I'm reading most places that it's going to rain hell of a lot
On Saturday.
Yeah.
That pretty much everyone is saying, other than AccuWeather, which is only saying 4 hours. Everyone else is saying
Whole
a lot.
day, whole day.
And Sunday, it's split. Some are saying no rain at all. Some are saying 3 hours rain. Some are saying 1 hour, whatever. Sunday is split, but Saturday, pretty much tomorrow, forget about the Ashes is what
Yep.
it's kind of saying.
So Sudhanshu Saxena is like saying from the UK. I'd mentioned earlier 4-day close on the cards. I don't know because
Most of us had picked 4 days, by the
4
way.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 days, I think we all knew once India were batting first.
But dare I say, all these talks of, I mean, see now where they are, like Siddharth made a point, which was valid, that if you get around 200, then chances of India declaring really diminish.
Are done.
Then India would want to come out and bat, right? If they get 200 plus, because you will put in a lot of overs. Already your spinners are in double digit in terms of the overs that they bowl. Assuming that they, were to get them out, they'd have to bowl another 20 odd, I'm guessing each. That's a lot of overs. Would you want them to come back soon enough? Maybe not. So India does come out to bat. Well, now they're not too far away from getting that 200 kind of a score, with the partnership that they've had at the start. And, now the two batters in the crease are looking good. Which then means day 3 also India would bat then, little bit, even if 2 sessions. So then it's not even an early finish day 4, it could be
Early
end of
finish day
4.
5.
Because
I'll tell you why. I think now this pitch has eased off. It's going to be a big turn. Remember Tej Narayan?
When was it really tough, this pitch? I want to know. Eased off, you're saying others
Maybe
like really.
second session when the West Indies
They were
They
kind of
bowled
careless
well,
also.
yeah.
They
They
were kind of
bowled well.
careless
They bowled
also.
well. Here they have kept it tight, but they're not. Remember, Warikhan was getting that rip and turn. Jadeja wasn't getting that much. Towards the fag end, he was getting it. And remember, he was too full. Ashwin and Jadeja starting were too full. They were not hitting that good length, they were hitting the full length.
But with Ashwin later on, after a point, he had given up on trying to bowl off spinners.
He started
Either
bowling the
arm
carom
or
ball.
carom balls.
And remember, the wicket that they got, Tej Narayan gifted it to them.
Yeah, it was.
Otherwise, you would not have seen any wickets fall today in this session. So, it's getting better to bat on. A typical Port of Spain wicket. It's getting better and better to bat. So, getting wickets will not be easy.
Yeah.
Either the West Indies implode, like how they did in Dominica, but I don't think they are.
But they also imploded. That pitch actually was genuinely consistently spinning.
Yeah. Here, that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's becoming a shirt front.
Yep. Soumya is saying, why are you guys sitting at office for India versus West Indies series, work from home guys? Because we love, this is our job, we love it.
Yeah. Work from
And some
home.
of us prefer being here than at home.
Yeah, I know.
So we got a problem.
I raise my hand up. I prefer being here rather than working.
And can I tell you here, when you're watching it with people, it's more fun. What happens if you're watching it all alone at home, and if it does get boring, you might just doze off
Yeah.
and you may not be available to do that. I think this is better. You do it
Exactly.
and then go home and sleep.
I second that.
Yeah,
I really
that's
second
why.
that. Yep.
That's why, Soumya. And we love it. Honestly, we're not doing that. Somebody's forcing us to do it. Just love it.
There was-
And then we get you guys to
Yeah.
chat with at the end of it. That's a cherry on the cake.
There was one question from Nikhil
Uh-huh.
who had said, "Why is there no pink ball test?" Pink ball test. I mean, do you want the Indian audience to have that much of say in it? Because if it's pink ball, it will start at 8 or 9 in the night. It will end by 7 or 8 in the morning. Because day nighter, no. So and if you want to have a day nighter match, it has to be at Barbados or
Yeah.
Saint Lucia. Port of Spain doesn't have floodlights. I think
No, they do. They do.
they do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, they
can't
do.
remember the last time they played a day night.
Yeah, neither can I, but they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember Barbados and Saint Lucia have. So does Providence, Guyana.
Yeah, but then that game, let's say a test match would then start at about 10 o'clock at night.
Night, yes.
So,
And went by 7.
Yeah.
That is the reason why there has been only one pink ball test in the West Indies. West Indies was Sri Lanka. And
because they didn't really care much for the Sri Lankan audience. So like,
but
Let's
Sri
play.
Lanka defeated the West Indies in Barbados.
yeah, but it wasn't really audience friendly
I know
because
it
Sri
wasn't.
Lanka almost the same time zone as us,
Sri
half hour
Lanka
difference.
never get the best times. Even in the Champions Trophy, look at it. The 6 p.m. matches in England.
You
most of
guys
them-
should revolt. You guys.
I would.
Since he mentions us.
It would be 6:30 p.m. England time and end at 3. Most of the Sri Lankan games. I'm like, what the hell, yeah? I mean, can they do the same thing for
Then
India?
why don't you guys do something about it?
We are Sri Lanka, just a small island. And about 1,000th of the revenues that the BCCI has.
That's true.
There, you answered it yourself.
Yeah.
Krish wants to know, can West Indies make an upset? Well, actually, don't put it past them. I know if you would ask me now, I'd probably give them 5% out of the 100 to do that, because never say never. But at least they've put themselves in a position where if they continue to bat, who knows? I think even a first inning lead, which right now is too far away,
Yeah.
and I would still think, 80% chance India will be. But I'm saying even the fact that we're talking about is a big step
Yeah.
from what we saw in the first test match. Still not going to happen.
Which was an absolute surrender.
Yeah, still not going to happen. But
Yep.
at least there is a thought there, even a small little inception kind of a thought that's been planted in our heads.
Firstly,
Is a start.
if they can get to 400, the
That'd be
lead, if they
massive.
get if India get a slim lead, that itself is a victory.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Sports fan wants to know, do you see any of Unadkat or Mukesh starting in South Africa tour? I doubt it, because we've done a video, you can check that out, about the latest update of Indian players.
Yep.
So with Jasprit Bumrah at the moment in a position where you think he's going to, and even Prasidh Krishna for that matter, both of them are about to start playing some practice match
Practice game.
simulations and all of that, the NCA. So that means they're bowling full tilt. And it's just a question of seeing them bowl in a match situation.
Yep.
So, which tells you that around the Ireland time, they could probably even be sent to Ireland just to gauge their fitness again. So they are right there. So I don't, with them back, I doubt you'll see
you
any
can-
other. Mukesh might go as a squad member.
Yeah.
But yeah, neither of them are probably starting. Because
Starting, yeah.
Don't forget, Shami walks in.
Shami,
Exactly.
Siraj, if Bumrah is fit, he's.
Yeah.
But would Bumrah be playing tests?
Why not? I mean, in South Africa, take him. Don't make
Yeah.
him play home test matches or something
He
like
barely
that.
played home test
Yeah.
matches anyway.
I agree.
I think you'll have to look beyond Umesh then.
You might. They already are looking past Umesh. He's not in the squad for this series.
Because 4 bowlers, Jadeja is there, who's your 5th then. Very little. That's why.
Exactly.
Look past Umesh, Bumrah, maybe Prasidh, if he is fit and if he's an all format bowler, maybe.
Yeah.
But have there ever been inclinations of trying him in red ball?
Not really.
Yeah,
because of the
there's also
dearth of options that's there. But after the World Cup of 20, we don't know if even Shami will be available for international cricket. Because I'm telling you, this World Cup, had it not been
He's not
2020,
that. Shami only what, 32, 33. He's not
See, he
older
made
than
his
that.
debut in 2013.
He's not older
I think
than
he was
that.
22, I think. 22, 23, 20.
He's not older than that. He's not that
Just
old.
check Shami.
Hey, maybe he has maybe a couple of years left in him. You'd have to manage his
Maybe
workload.
more, I guess.
Because he missed a couple of years because of that knee injury that he had after the 2015.
He's really worked on his fitness, huh? Now he's
Brilliant,
really
yeah,
improved it. He wasn't the fittest around, but he's really improved on his fitness on that front. So
Yeah.
32.
32, I told you. It's
32,
Not,
yeah.
So he could still, but if you keep yourself really fit, 36 you could go till.
Yeah.
And not everyone's a James Anderson, 41, but
Also
I'm
one
saying
format
36. Yeah, but he'll also have to cut down on formats. I'm not saying that.
for sure.
You decide whichever ones. He'll have to cut down, but most likely, see, the first format you want to cut him out is ODIs anyway will reduce. T20s also, where will you play him? You'll go with much younger bowlers. So then remain
Only tests.
test matches. He may still play IPL, that's his choice.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying, overall.
Well,
On the fast bowling subject, Shivam Kumar says that Windies pacers took 6 wickets, our pacers none so far. Shami is aging, not sure about Bumrah's future in test. Siraj averages 32 in test. Scarcity of good pacers is rising again, over reliable on spinners. That is also true, and I think another thing that's really contributing to that, the fact that in your home test you prepare such pitches where fast bowlers are of no use. So this is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And if you have to get them used to bowling on dust bowls or where runs can be had, for example, the kind of pitch that you got in Port of Spain, which you might then get, if you're traveling to Sri Lanka or go to Pakistan, Bangladesh, you start getting a lot of spin-friendly tracks, but in a lot of places you could get, right? So to give your fast bowlers confidence, to keep them in rhythm, to increase their wicket taking abilities, you'll also have to provide them, because majority of test matches you'll play at home, so you need to sort that out. But I think, as I said, right now it's too early to say that
you prepared fast pitches in the 2018-19 season where Ishant flourished, Bumrah flourished, Umesh flourished, Shami flourished, but then you have gone 2 steps back by preparing those dust bowls, because that loss in Chennai spooked you against England.
I'm saying, why can't you have pitches like the one in Port of Spain? These are the kind of pitches you can make at home, right?
These are the kind of pitches which are bread and butter for India and Indian
Stay
cricketers.
with them.
Great to get your form back. I really don't know what India wants to have the priority at this point in time, because you drew against New Zealand, you lost one test to Australia that almost put you on the cusp of elimination from the WTC final cycle itself. I think
But the problem
they're
is,
going to play it safe.
No, the problem is because of WTC. Because you have to win to get those many points and qualify and all that, which is why I think.
And that's why I say minefields will continue for a while.
Yep, it will.
But you're doing long-term harm, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Long term, big time harm, because you're getting used to playing 3 spinners, 2 of whom are all-rounders, third of whom is Ashwin. Your batting is packed. You're playing maybe 2 pacers. And then you're like, oh, we don't have a quality pace bowling battery.
Yep.
How would you?
19 tests in this cycle you want to play.
At home?
10
overall.
at home, 9 away. In that 10, your fate is going to be decided. 5 against England, 3 New Zealand, 2 against Bangladesh. But I think we are going back to those 90s where bowlers would just fast bowlers 2 to 3 overs, spinners.
That's what Abhishek is saying, that we prepared fast tracks versus South Africa and Bangladesh in 2019, and we played pretty well on those tracks, won all the matches. Time to do that now against England too.
If not 2019, 2016, 17. Those are true wickets that we all won against England, against Australia. We won. That dust bowl that we prepared, that was the only loss we had throughout the calendar.
Irony of that.
Pune, was it?
Pune, 333 runs.
Yep. Okay, Sanket Joshi says, great coverage guys, hope you guys have a nice weekend. GG prediction that's about Windies resisting a bit, and yes, Mbappe leaving PSG is big news. That's the big news in the world of football. Fahad says, hi guys, I'm a big fan of sports today, your team coverage is awesome. He's living in Finland. Wow. That's really nice. How is the pitch expected in the next 3 days? Is there any possibility to draw the test? It's a rare chance, because I think India will get West Indies out twice, but I don't think but I don't think the pitch is going to deteriorate too much. So So I think
they have to go some very big miles to get those 19 wickets, because it's going to be hard to win.
Yep. Harsh says, hi gents, no interest in the match, just interested in what you guys. You made our day.
Thanks, Harsh.
That's what keeps us awake, kicking, happy, talking cricket, being live with you guys, because of all the love you give us. But frankly, we're not doing anything extra. We're just doing our job. We love it. So.
Yep.
I speak for Siddharth and Shane.
Yeah.
But that means we'll call it a night. Thank you so much for your company.
Yes.
We will catch you tomorrow. It's another day, Saturday. Hopefully the test match moves at a faster pace than it did on day 2. It can, it happens in test matches. Suddenly, Ashes already gave you a weather update, not looking good.
Yeah.
For all other insights, if you joined us late, go check the video out. If you've joined us just now, various things we discussed about the game. And celebrate Virat Kohli's 76th international ton, equaling Don Bradman at 29. What a knock. I know it is not the most, in terms of aesthetics, not the most beautiful knock that he's played far better. But I think in terms of discipline, in terms of where he was in his career, in terms of what he was looking to achieve and the occasion, all that put together will be one of the hundreds that I'm sure he'll remember. Not the top 5, not the top 10, but
the first individual to get it in his 500th international match. First and only so far.
See you. Bye bye. Good night. Vanakkam.
Vanakkam. Good morning.